On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on? A blessed and wonderful Monday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps. In the morning, we're going to kick it off with some updates. We're going to start it off with them three old dirty corner boy presently on your screen. So members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force has taken these three criminal elements off our nation's streets. From the left is the criminal element identified as Kaka. The next criminal element identified as Bounty. And the next criminal element identified as Dry Goods. Yeah man. A certain type of name for a certain type of criminal element, I guess, is a man who love eat bun and bull and biscuit and all these things. Hence the name Dry Goods. But anyway, now them three criminal elements here gone off of the streets. Some in the custody of the police and another no longer among the land of the living. So now we could talk about them individually. Now we're going to start with the brother known as Bounty. But some criminal elements in the underworld may know him as Killer also. Now he is 43-year-old Andrew Powell. And as I stated earlier, he's known as Bounty or Killer in our streets. Bounty is from a community in the St. Andrews South Police Division where I talk about Large Road, to be exact. Now I could give you a full rundown as it relates to what really take place with him. Now over the weekend, on Saturday to be more precise, sometime around 4:50 p.m, members of the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, that's CTOC, were looking into reports of extortion in the general Spanish Town, St. Catherine area. Now their investigation took them to a certain place. It took them to King Street in the vicinity of the People's Museum we are talking about in a Rivoli, to be more specific. Now for those who know Spanish Town well would definitely know where to find the community of Rivoli. Now the police team reportedly observed a group of men fitting the description of the alleged extortionists and tried to accost them. Now the criminal elements did the unthinkable. Well, not so much the unthinkable, but more so the predictable. Because when a criminal element is armed to the teeth, him a gonna knock it and clap it pan squaddy in a bid for escape the long arm of the law. And that is exactly what the criminal elements did. They reportedly fired at the police team, and a knockings and clappings ensued between them and the squad of them. But little did they know, say from them here about CTAC, you don't know, say Officer Yeman Pick and team, that who was trained at the Agriculture College in Portland, where them learn how to plant can in a dirty boy's stomach. So when the knockings and clappings subsided, after the battle was won by the police, the criminal element presently on your screen, known as Bounty Andrew Powell, was allegedly found suffering from a whole heap of can-up wounds, clutching a Smith & Wesson revolver and 4 rounds of ammunition in his possession. He was, however, assisted by the police to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was pronounced, you know what, upon arrival. Yeah, man. So another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Now the next criminal element that we are going to talk about is this criminal element here, presently on your screen. And he has since been identified as Romario Grant, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Kaka. For some, we come from the Fitzgerald Avenue area there, so Whitfield town, them side of town there, would I know him also as Irons. Now, this criminal element was caught by the police in a security dragnet in the Kingston Eastern Police Division. Now, it is said by the police that he's wanted by the St. Andrews South Police Division. He was captured after a vehicle he was traveling in was intercepted on Budds Crescent in the Kingston 2 area. Now, Kaka is wanted for a slew of knockings and clappings, some of which are fatal knockings and clappings. So one of the most recent fatalities that he's wanted for by the St. Andrews South Police Division is that of this female presently on your screen, identified as 59-year-old Irene Angela Leng. Her life was taken on Wednesday, May 26, along Nelson Road in the hotbed of the Maxfield Avenue community. Now, the woman presently on your screen is also said to be the godmother of this criminal element here, identified as Kaka. Now, it is also stated that Kaka was one of the trigger men behind the fatal knockings and clappings of the son of the now deceased Irene Angela Leng some years ago. So it's basically a family type of dispute that gone really sour. Now, it is said that he took the life of Angela Leng because it is said that she's giving police information as it relates to him taking the life of her son. Hence the reason why she lost her life. Me I tell you, my peeps, them deal with the situation grimy. The woman basically just returned home from a graduation ceremony when explosions were heard in her area. It is said that she was taken out in a hail of bullets, same place where her son, Delano Messam, was taken out by Kaka in May of 2021. The police stated that he was elusive for quite some time as they searched for him, but of course him hide out in sections of West Kingston and also sections of the Kingston Eastern Police Division we are talking about in the Jakes Road area there, so, of the Kingston Eastern Police Division. Now, last but most definitely not the least, this criminal element here presently on your screen identified as Michael Williams, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Dry Goods, as is a man who love him bun and bulla and biscuit. Yeah, man. Now, he was subsequently arrested in the Bourg area of St. James on Saturday, September 14, and a warrant was executed on him. He was later charged. But the thing about this, my peeps, the JCF now go say this for shame face, but on the spot news media know exactly what go on. Now, a knockings and clappings go on in August, the latter part of August, where a man identified as Tickman end up lose him 3 pints in the general Bourg New Ramble community. So police launch an operation up there, scoop up a whole heap of man to include Dry Goods. Yeah, man. So Dry Goods and them friend them did get scoop up. Them bring all of them go down at the station where I talk about out of Freeport there, so for process them. Because apparently the police them never really too know who is who, but them get the information say, yo, the criminal elements them would do the knockings and clappings the right there, so them just go scoop up everybody and basically I carry them down a station and now figure sieve them out and figure out who is who. But in all of that, dry goods and them friend known as Jordan or Die squeeze it out of the police station undetected. And the squad of them not even know say them two man there, them did actually want. So them sieve and sieve and sieve and never get the two criminal elements them will carry out the knockings and clappings and slap a thick man. So anyway, the police them figure out what really go on because a whole heap of man them scoop up, so you don't know say them never have enough staff for really man the area that the criminal elements were being held properly. Hence the reason why them two that just squeech away and take with them back quick and fast and move out of the area forthwith. Now the police them got word of his location again and go scoop him up, and this time successfully so placed him behind bars. Now this picture here presently on your screen, the man in the full white is known as Dry Goods. Yeah man, the criminal element where the police them hold on pan. And this seemingly innocent face here presently on your screen is Jordan, the other criminal element that walked out of the Freeport police station with Dry Goods on that day. He's still on the run. So don't be fooled by this young and innocent looking face, you know. This criminal element here is over the age of 21. Yeah man. So right now he's still on the run. So anyone knowing the whereabouts of this criminal element presently on your screen identified as Jordan, please link up the Mobile police. Yeah man. Both criminal elements are said to be top tier knockers and clappers for the reputed gang leader for the Bogue New Ramble gang. We are talking about Fox. This criminal element here presently on your screen. Now our next update, my peeps. We are talking about the loss of life of this woman presently on your screen, identified as Ranisha Gilbert Morgan, said to be 28 years of age at the time of her loss of life. Now, her knockings and clappings took place in the Lawrence Tavern community, a community known as King Wesson District in St. Andrew. And that fatal and horrific night was on the 31st of August this year. Now, the sad thing about this, you know, my peeps, she's not just a wife, but was also a mother of a child barely 1 month old. And it is said that her husband, a Jamaican man who is in the army in the United States of America, was also there and witnessed the fatality of his wife and his child's mother. He was in Jamaica to celebrate the birth of their child and to take his child and wife back to America with him as a family. But sadly, his dreams and aspirations of bringing his family back to America with him narrowed down to him being a witness to the fatal knockings and clappings of his wife. Now the St. Andrew North Police wasted no time, and their detectives have formally charged a criminal element identified as David Anthony White, a 25-year-old knockers and clappers, also known as Train of the Streets, with the fatal knockings and clappings of the female known as Ranisha. He was also charged by the police with 2 counts of wounding with intent, knockings and clappings with intent, using a firearm to commit a felony, and possession of a prohibited weapon, and also unauthorized possession of ammunition. Now, reports from the police is that their investigation have led them to believe that drive-by knockings and clappings was a reprisal for another fatal knockings and clappings where the criminal element arrested and charged by the police lost an associate, which was basically weeks before the drive-by knockings and clappings took place. Now, it was reported by the police that the criminal element David Anthony White was at a rural hospital seeking medical treatment for injuries investigators claimed he sustained whilst fleeing the crime scene. So another decent spot of work again by the squaddy them. Yeah, man. Now over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. Catherine North Police Division, in a rural and peaceful, well, at least it once was, a community of Grateful Hill, in the community of Glengoff, has been plunged into mourning following the fatal knockings and clappings of a 31-year-old man on Friday night. He has since been identified as Lear Davis, said to be an electrician from Glengoff. Now, reports reaching on the Spot News Media is that sometime around 11 p.m. on Friday night, Lear Davis rode his motorcycle to a nearby bar in the community to have a drink with his friends. Now, it is stated that as he dismounted his motorbike, he was pounced upon by armed criminal elements driving in a dark-colored motorcar, and them can him up repeatedly, so leaving him lifeless, same place on the spot. He was, however, assisted to the hospital in a bid to save his life, but he was pronounced you know what upon arrival. The criminal elements escaped in the area in that said dark-colored motorcar. The Linstead police stated that no motive has been established into the fatal knockings and clappings of Davis, and a probe is being undertaken by the Linstead Criminal Investigation Branch. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the thing rough, the knockings and clappings continues. Now we are going to go over there in the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, where an article came out in the Gleaner sometime in March of 2016 and published a headline stating that overwhelming GSAT optimism out west. A then 12-year-old Ronaldinho Mike Headley, who was a student at the Hamden Primary School that is on the border of Trelawney and St. James, he was featured. The now 20-year-old Ronaldinho, who had emerged from the mathematics segment of the examination, is now laying on a block of ice, no longer among the land of the living. So on Friday night, the now 20-year-old Ronaldinho, presently on your screen, who had transitioned into becoming a graphic designer, was one of two that lost their lives by armed criminal elements in the Hurla community of St. James. Now, during the incident, which took place at two separate locations, two other people end up get caught up and seriously injured. The second person who lost his life has since been identified as O'Neill Howe, but more popularly known in the streets as Redneck, the operator of a shop where one of the incidents took place. Other people suffered minor injuries whilst they tried to flee the scene. So according to police reports, sometime around 8 p.m, a group of people were at a shop in the Hurla community when a grey Toyota Axio motor car pulled up and several men alighted with firearms in hand. It is said that they reportedly opened gunfire indiscriminately so, and Howe was taken out in a hail of bullets and two other men seriously injured. When I stated Howe, may I talk about O'Neill Howe, aka Redneck. The police were summoned, and whilst they were at the location processing that scene at the shop, they heard a barrage of Can't Start beat at another section of the community. On their investigation, they saw Ronaldinho suffering from multiple carnop wounds. He was, however, rushed to the hospital in a bid to save his life, but he was pronounced, you know what? Now the police are stating that it is unclear if it is a reprisal attempt. So whilst it remains unclear to the police why Ronaldinho's life was taken, based on information, the target of the fatal knockings and clappings at the shop was reported that a man who is said to have taken the life of a relative of a top-tier gangster in the area was reportedly in the shop at the time of the incident but escaped without injuries. So the St. James detectives is presently investigating both fatal knockings and clappings. Now the St. James Police Division has been under the gun since 2005, registering just over 100 knockings and clappings every single year. 1 year though, in 2016, they recorded an all-time high of 344 fatal knockings and clappings by criminal elements in that year. So over the years, the St. James Police Division has instituted several policing measures and tactics, which also include the states of emergency. But with exceptions of lull periods, the knockings and clappings continues in the St. James Police Division. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.